Welcome guys, this is the Asian Pitbull here and welcome to my WWE Stomping Grounds review. And I can't believe I sit through the entire show. Basically this was what it was. It was a B plus at best pay-per-view. And this is just a throwaway pay-per-view. So honestly, if you don't watch this pay-per-view at all, I don't blame you. Just watch my review will do. So overall, the matches in the card went accordingly. 9 matches with the Cruiserweight Championship in the pre-show, and let's begin talking through each of the matches. And the thing is, right now I'm because of how terrible the product is, I'm not gonna go too in depth about the matches of the storylines. Why? Because there isn't anything significant or nice to talk about either. So I'm just gonna highlight the spots that I thought were positive or made me laugh. And that's it. I'm not gonna go into details on things that I found boring because I find it a hassle to repeat over and over again. So starting, we have the pre-show match. Congratulations, Drew Gulak. He became the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and I'll be honest, I did not watch this match. I did not see the pre-show because it's a waste of my time. But in my predictions, I did predict Drew Gulak to win, and I hope that he goes on to have kind of a dominating heel run. And I hope I don't know whether he's using that gimmick. He brings back that gimmick where he's giving lectures and all that. He's somebody, he reminds me of Chris Jericho in the way he talks, and he definitely could do so much more. This is a guy I feel that they are just, I don't know what, they have no idea what to do with him simply because of his look. But I believe he can shine so much with his personality and his gimmick. So congratulations on winning the championship. Give this guy a run and we'll see from there. He may be a big thing. Next, the show opened with Becky Lynch, the man, went against retaining against Lacey Evans, but she went she was defending, that's a word I'm trying to find, defending the title against Lacey Evans. Now we all know Lacey Evans' gimmick, and we all know Becky Lynch's gimmick as well. So I noted here that Lacey Evans came out to really good, nice ring gear. Wow, pretty stunning. And my thing about, if you saw my previous videos, I'm sorry, I'm a bit off guard now because it's super noisy outside. But anyway, let's focus. Okay, so my thing about Lacey Evans is that she still hasn't proven to me or to many people her in-ring ability. She needs to prove that she can step up to the main event spot in terms of work rate, in terms of holding her own against the big timers. Okay, so overall, as I watch this match as it progressed, I'm really impressed. I feel that as the day passed, I'm getting more and more impressed with Lacey Evans and her ring work. In this match, she was athletic and she was smooth in the ring. And there was one spot where she was pulling Becky Lynch's legs and hair against the ring post, and just looked vicious and really interesting spot. And yeah, she continued after that throughout, working on the midsection. So this is something that I always look into, whether if you are working a body part, you continue to work that body part because it makes sense to work on that body part, either to injure that part or to limit the movement or to prevent the finishing move. So this is something she got it down very good. And in the middle of this match, there was a disgusting OMG armpit spot where she basically sweaty and she took out her towel and just like that, and then she threw it on Becky Lynch, and then Becky Lynch turned back on her when she took the towel and shoved it on Lacey's mouth like the mandible claw. And this is quite funny. But anyway, for me, the overall match, Lacey kind of proved to me that she can keep up with the man and she can maintain that main event level work rate. And although she lost this match because I predicted Becky Lynch to win because she's the man now, and but I won't be surprised if with a few more matches, give her a few more matches, continued storyline building. I'm sure Lacey Evans gonna be the champ sooner than later. So next, before this next segment, we see backstage, we see Paul Heyman being interviewed, and basically is still continuing the purveyor of paranoia. Will Lesnar be here tonight? And well, we all later knew we'll be sorely disappointed. Anyway, he leaves. Corbin then comes out, says that he has chosen a ref. So who's the ref gonna be? I really wanted it to be Lesnar, but I'll be honest, I watched the matches because the it's not my local time. Is anyway, I watched the main event first, so I was spoiled about who was the referee even before I saw this segment. So I can't give much comment there. Maybe I should watch the matches in sequence next time. But next match we have KO and Sami Zayn, who defeated Big E and Xavier Woods, and I predicted KO and Sami Zayn to win by some dirty tactics or some cheap strategy. And how did they win? So let us just proceed with the match itself first. So the match started out, and this was really cool, very interesting booking. Kevin Owens with the big cheap shot, the super kick straight away to Big E, and after that proceeds to super kick a few more times Xavier Woods, and Xavier Woods just continues to get beaten down, taking finishers, and wow. And I thought that Xavier, how did he he's getting crushed, and how is he surviving this match? Xavier actually put out a really good showing. Now that I think back, it's really impressive. So once again, they are just building this up, and Big E is nowhere to be found because he was taken out by the super kick, and then they are just continuing to punish Xavier and continuing until the hot tag basically. So good work also by KO and Sami Zayn. They keep on snuffing out the tag attempts. Eventually, of course, Big E with the hot tag and belly to belly suplexes, and Big E is hot. Big E is on fire. Then wow, there was one spot. That's where Xavier shines again. He actually manages to kind of carry up two legs, the entire body weight of Big E on his shoulder, and then Big E splashes on one of the guys. I forgot whether it was KO or Zayn, but this again, they are blatantly and they are purposely showcasing Xavier Woods' strength. And previous week, I believe they were showcasing his strength as well. So this is really interesting, like new dimension of Xavier Woods that we've never seen before. And if they're trying to push him, I'm all for it, man, because all along Xavier Woods has been the weak link, so-called the smallest guy, and not the fastest as well, not the best high flyer, but they are showcasing what he can do. He's not just a mouthpiece, he's not just a weak link, he actually is super strong and super intellect and all that. So I'm for this, man. And then overall this was pretty good match, good booking. And KO finishes the match though with the Stone Cold Stunner. So I don't know, and he gets the pin with the stunner. So is the stunner his finisher now? I don't know how come he can use the stunner. I wonder what Stone Cold Steve Austin thinks about that. Did KO seek permission from Austin to do the stunner? I remember last time Austin was commenting about how bad his stunner was. So it looks to have improved for sure, but I don't know whether he got permission to use the Stone Cold Stunner. I think he might have, so who knows. Next, probably the best or second best match of the night, we have the US Championship match between Ricochet and Samoa Joe. And previously I was 3 for 3, so I predicted all this correctly, and I predicted for this Samoa Joe to retain because I thought he would be too overwhelming for Ricochet. And this was their first match after all. I want to see a continued series, best of 7 or something like that. And while I was disappointed with that, overall this was a pretty good match, as I expected the dynamics between the size difference between Samoa Joe and Ricochet, and I thought the psychology was played really well, because Ricochet had to keep on, how to say this, Ricochet had to be speedy, and he has to avoid, and his only chance against a big monster general like Samoa Joe is to keep on reversing and keep on dodging and ducking and diving and doing the flip flops. But Samoa Joe was calculated, and Samoa Joe took it to him and snuffed him up. So just those little things. So I really like the dynamics and how the match went. And throughout it was just Joe dominating. And but eventually Ricochet with some really cool spots, and he gets the win with the 650 splash, I believe. And well, it is what it is. I don't know how they are trying to continue this storyline, because I'm happy for Ricochet. I like that guy. I like his work rate. He's probably, in my opinion, the most talented, most athletic talent in not just WWE but the wrestling world right now. Nobody can do what Ricochet does. So I'm very glad on one hand that they are rewarding him with the US title. But like I say, will they continue this feud, or will possibly Samoa Joe move on? Because if he moves on, that's a good thing for me. If he moves on to the main event, the Universal Championship storyline, because that is where Samoa Joe belongs. You see the just the big difference between the rest of the workers and how Samoa Joe works. You see the difference, the viciousness, the legitimacy between a Samoa Joe and a Baron Corbin or a Drew McIntyre. That Samoa Joe, the way he works, he belongs in the main event. So now that has lost the title, he has no more burden. Come on, WWE, put him in the main event spot against Seth Rollins. Next, we have the tag team championship match between the Planets tag team champion and Heavy Machinery. And wow, damn, these guys are legitimate heavy. Combined weight of 650 pounds, so on average 300 pounds each, and they look fucking huge on my TV screen, especially Otis, man. This guy is a freak of nature. I don't think I ever seen a like a height to weight dimension package like this before. Gosh. So anyway, this was a Super Pro Daniel Bryan crowd, I believe. They are very near his hometown, Aberdeen, Washington. Super Pro Daniel Bryan crowd. The yes movement is on, and nothing he does will go wrong, it seems. And sadly for Heavy Machinery, they got booed, even though they were the faces for this match, and they so obvious that Otis and Tucker Knight, they were affected by it, and they didn't really know what to do. But D-Bry just revel in it, and just, man, Daniel Bryan is a treat to watch, man. His heel work, good God, top 3 in the world right now for sure. And then who's that? Rowan was pretty good as well. So anyway, what are the positive spots? Yeah, like I said, there was a lot of booing for Heavy Machinery. And one point, Tucker, the other member of Heavy Machinery, actually attempted a moonsault, and this crazy 320-pound guys going for a moonsault. So I like that both of them have their own little gimmick. Like, it's not just the craziness and the worm athleticism of Otis. Tucker has some unique things about him as well. And then the match ends with Daniel Bryan with a small package. He caught Tucker off guard with the small package win, and I was like, what a master. because this is the kind of things that only Daniel Bryan is able to do. Just that momentary lapse, small packages him for the win. So good booking here in my books. Daniel Bryan and Rowan retains the tag team championships. And we'll see. I don't think Heavy Machinery will get another title shot. But I'm interested to see where this move. Again, this is a similarity with all this. We don't really know where the storyline is moving, and that's not a good thing, because right now the product sucks. And if this gonna be stagnant, then it is indicative that the product is continuing to suck for the rest, for the next few months. Maybe we'll see a shake up during SummerSlam, I don't know. But gosh, maybe we just have to bear with the sucky product for a few more months. Next, I can't believe I spent so much time on talking about Bayley and Alexa Bliss, because this is toilet break for me. If not for these reviews, I will not watch the women's matches at all. So anyway, for this match, I wrote here, this is just a highlight for me. Corey being the perf again, he's going crazy for Bliss, and throughout this match, it's just him defending Alexa Bliss, and just, oh my gosh, I don't know. And I'm surprised they gave this match more time. I thought, like, when I checked Wikipedia, it was only 10 minutes, but it seems so much longer than that. There was good fire from Bayley. I mean, I give credit, both girls, they gave their best effort. But it's just a storyline, man. And then the match ends with Alexa was using Nikki Cross as a shield. So this is a very obvious heel move, at least to me, that Alexa is just using Nikki Cross as her insurance, if you will. She's just being manipulative, and eventually there'll come a time and place where Nikki finds out and just unleashes on Alexa Bliss, and it won't be pretty. So anyway, so the match ends with Nikki Cross was distracting the ref, something like that. But Bayley with the Bayley to belly or something, I don't know what's the finisher called, and Bayley retains, and that's all I gotta say about the match. Next, we have the big dog Roman Reigns goes one-on-one against Drew McIntyre, and I'm just gonna read out my notes, okay, because you know my thoughts about these two. They got off to a good start, and Shane McMahon was there, by the way. Of course he's there. So immediate there was brawling, as it should be. That's a good call because of the storyline. Immediately they're going head on, and then Roman chases after McMahon. McMahon runs all over the place, and then McIntyre blindsides him. So just a classic heel spot, and just back and forth. McIntyre dominating, Shane with the interference throughout. I'm sorry, but this match is just so boring for me. But credit to Drew. Okay, so I'll give credit where credit is due. Drew McIntyre actually put Roman Reigns in a very unique submission spot. Go and check it out if you haven't. But anyway, the same ending, although this was the ending I predicted, and I love to see that because I just want to see Drew McIntyre get his ass whooped and get him out of my TV screen. So, gosh, there was one point McIntyre with a absolutely brutal reverse Alabama slam on the table to Roman Reigns. That was a crazy spot, man. And Shane even interferes with the Van Terminator, the coast to coast, and but only gets a near fall. Guys, I know you're Vince McMahon's son, but you can't beat the Superman booking, son. You can't beat the Superman booking. He's still Roman Reigns, even though he's not on the top cut now, the top spot now. He's still Roman Reigns. So anyway, spear and a 1, 2, 3, and yeah, I hate McIntyre. And I love Shane. I think Shane should have a run with the WWE title, but not being associated with McIntyre. And just move on with this shit already. Next, we have finally the two main events, starting with Kofi Kingston against Dolph Ziggler in a steel cage match. And between this and the US title, I think this was the best match of the night. But not to say that it was any classic 5-star match, because the rest of the match sucked so much or were just mediocre at best. This is just basically a B-rated show. So anyway, we talk about the match. I like that they look like they have really bad blood with each other. It looks personal. I like that dynamic about both of them. So it's also interesting. I don't think we very often see two athletic guys in a steel cage. Usually it's one guy against a monster, or two monsters or something like that. But it's interesting to see two of them trying to the climb out easily, climb out of the ring, of the cage, sorry. And then we have the typical face grinding spot check. We have the throw into the cage spot. You have to do all these spots in the steel cage check. And there was a nice oh yeah, I have to say this. Hugh Ziggler spot is Hugh Ziggler moveset is so much better than what I've been seeing over these years, when he's a face most of the time. And he was slapping Kofi Kingston like he was nothing, and Kofi actually got his revenge and slapped him back. So I like the fire back and forth. And there was this point, Ziggler takes advantage of Kofi's injured leg with the ankle lock. And like I have to say again, the Hugh Ziggler moveset is so much better. Picking the leg, snuffing fire out, slapping opponents, ankle lock. And at one point, Kofi went for the Trouble in Paradise, and guess what? Dolph actually picks the leg for the Trouble in Paradise and reverses into ankle lock. Good God, where has this Dolph Ziggler been all these freaking years? This is the best Dolph Ziggler in terms of in-ring work I've ever seen. Where has he been all these years? Okay. And there was another interesting spot with the counter. Oops, where is this? So Dolph went for the super kick, and then Kofi tries to counter with his own super kick, and he managed to lock his leg somehow, and Kofi picks his ankle and it looks like he's gonna ankle lock him also. I was thinking that Kurt Angle must be proud just seeing his finisher move being used throughout this match. And then Kofi basically tries to out wrestle Ziggler, but you ain't gonna do that, man. This guy's legit amateur background. So Ziggler almost gets out of the ring. There are multiple attempts. Ziggler with the thumb to the eye, and then we see that he's almost out of the ring. Then what the fuck? I wrote here, what a finish. Kofi with a last ditch effort ran towards the ring cage and just on time flew out of the ring through the middle rope and through Dolph Ziggler, and lands face first. The whole body face plants onto the ground and wins and retains the WWE Championship. And basically he sacrificed his entire body to fly out of the ring to get there before Dolph Ziggler. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's called a sacrifice. And that proves the importance of WWE Championship, which is still the number one top championship right now in the industry. So I like that finish. Very good finish. The crowd popped for this finish. Means that it worked. They can still book good shit if they want, but this finish was the highlight of the entire show. And what does the future hold for the champ? Well, we don't know, but I know what the future holds for Dolph. He's probably going back to comedy. So see ya, Dolph. Too late. If you had just showed me this Hugh character, like I don't know, 5-7 years ago, I have supported you, but too late, man. So now we have the main event, and you see here the special guest referee is Lacey Evans, and I have a feeling that other people may be more pissed off than me, but at this point I'm just disappointed, and I'm just um so used to, and so like I've given up hope on the product, basically, because the Brock Lesnar factor should have came into play full effect in this match, but we are just gonna put it out there now that Lesnar never showed up. So it really doesn't make sense to me at all, other than they want to show the world that Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are a thing now, and they want a feel good ending to this show. Otherwise, this is so stupid, man. I don't even feel like talking about this match. The commentary sucks for this match, by the way, and then even the crowd shit all over this match. There were chants breaking out saying this is stupid. There were chants of AEW. There were chants of Daniel Bryan, and there were chants of CM Punk. You know, when the crowd does this shit all over your product, you know that your booking is really good. God Almighty, the only person I feel sad about for rewind. The only person I feel sad for is Seth Rollins, because I have a feeling that, you know, he doesn't like this kind of shit booking either. But I don't know, man. This was a shitty match. The commentators are delusional as usual, and then throughout the match, this referee Lacey just creates her own rules, and there was no countdown, and then no DQ. But Michael Cole was very heavily invested in this match. He actually put in a lot of emotions calling this match, especially for Rollins, and the shenanigans by Lacey. Michael Cole, this ain't WrestleMania. You are supposed to give good calls during important matches, during important times. For example, when Dean Ambrose did debut, okay, or the Undertaker Brock Lesnar WrestleMania. But instead, you give very good calls on this kind of shitty product. So I was also expecting, I wanted more anger and that frustration and teasing to hit Lacey Evans from Seth Rollins, but there wasn't any fire from Rollins. Anyway, Becky Lynch comes out, knock out Lacey. Michael Cole is like, I can't get you to chill, man, Michael. This, and then Seth Rollins just wins. This is just a lame feel good ending for the crowd, I guess. I'm going to sleep here. Overall rating 5 out of 10, just barely pass. No significant storyline progression. No shocks when they could have booked Brock Lesnar to be in a show and just cash in or be the special guest referee and win the Universal title. And just nothing much. I think the entire 5 points is split between the US title match and the WWE Championship match. Okay, so that's it from me. This is my Stomping Grounds review. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.